I'm looking forward to this trip. It's going to be fantastic.
A trip? What do you mean? Like a day trip?
More extended than a day trip.
Unfortunately, I can't make it. Do you remember when the babies are due in a month? The due date is just a couple of weeks away.
How can I forget? Every day, all I see is that enormous belly. He looked like a whale. This trip isn't with you. I would have told you about it if that were the case. This is a trip for me. You know, with a baby coming and everything, I won't have many chances to get away. I've got to take the chance while I can and get away for a little while for my sanity.
A little while? How long are you actually planning on going? And who are you going with? Friends? Or by yourself?
Is that really important? I'll go and come back. That's all you need to know.
Wait, so you won't tell me who you're going with?
Who I'm going with doesn't really concern you because you won't be coming on the trip. If you were coming, I'd fill you in on all the details, but in this situation, you should definitely just take it easy at home. I'll go off on a short trip, come back, and the baby will probably be due. The timing will be perfect, I bet.
Roma, the due date is 7 days away, but it's not unheard of for the baby to come early. What if the baby comes early and you're not here? Also, with the heavy snow lately, there's no way I can get to the hospital without you. I really think you should reconsider this trip or whatever you're calling it.
What's the chance of that happening? Like 1%? There's no way it's coming early. Besides, you'll be able to figure it out. You're a big girl.
Why would you say something like that? Honestly, if I really get stranded, I'm gonna have to take a taxi.
Don't take a taxi. You know how expensive those are? We're not made of money, you know. Just get your friend to drive you.
This is crazy. Honestly, why are you going on a trip so close to the baby's birth?
I've been planning this trip for a while, Lucy. It's something I've been really looking forward to. The timing now is the best it could be. Like I said, it's gonna be really crazy and hectic after the baby comes. Now's my only chance.
The timing isn't good at all, though. I wish you would consider me and the new baby a little bit more. It's totally irresponsible to be heading out on a trip at this time.
What do you want me to do? Rub your feet? Cook up pasta dinners for you? I've been doing all that, and frankly, I'm getting a bit tired of it. I know pregnant women need to eat, but you've been really ballooning up. Like, I think you might have gone a bit overboard with a big appetite.
Are you insulting me? You know I need to eat extra to feed the baby, right? I guess you wouldn't know because you don't have a child growing in your stomach.
Can't you take a joke? It's normal to gain a bit of weight, but never mind.
Have you talked to your mother? It seems like your father isn't doing very well at all. His health is really suffering.
Yes, I know. I talked to her.
So, you really think that now is a good time for a trip?
Between you and me, the sooner the old man croaks, the sooner I'll get that inheritance money. We've talked about how nice that money is going to be for us. Maybe we can get that hot tub you've always wanted.
What? We've never talked about anything like that.
That's one of the reasons I booked this trip. It's quite a nice hotel. It even has champagne service.
I can't believe you. How can you be so inconsiderate? Your dad is not doing well at all and you're already thinking about money?
You and your mother keep telling me save money for the baby this, put aside money for the future that. Now's my only chance to spend a little on me. You understand too, right? It can't all be hard work, there's got to be some play too. All work and no play, it makes Roma a dull boy.
That's selfishness. Where did that come from? You used to be so kind. To me, my mother, everyone. You've really changed lately. Taking an extravagant trip and staying in a nice hotel when your father is sick and you've got a baby on the way? I think you need your head checked.
You don't understand me at all. I'm the one earning the money which pays for the house, food, the car, everything. Where's the appreciation? Where's the respect? Is that too much to ask? After all I do for you, you just criticize me and complain that I'm doing the wrong thing. Don't you think a break is good? Work-life balance, remember.
I'm only criticizing you because what you're doing is completely out of line.
All right then. I don't think you'll ever understand my way of thinking. You tell me to think more of you, but I think you need to reassess your priorities. If we got divorced, you'd be in a bad spot, Lucy. Remember that, okay?
Unreal, Roma. You've honestly changed. I don't even know who you're going on this trip with. That's not shady at all.
I told you, that's not important. It doesn't concern you. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know I'm going, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind now. One more thing. Do you think you could lose some weight after the baby's born? I'm having a hard time finding you attractive with this extra weight.
Shut up. You've said enough. I'm not gonna let you go on this trip. I'm calling your mother. What? Did you shut me in the storage shed? The doors are locked.
I had to do it, Lucy. I'm sorry, but you were just getting on my case too much. You would have never let me go on this trip.
Whatever. I don't care about the trip. Let me out of here, it's cold. It's gonna keep snowing tonight, it might get dangerous. This is serious, Roma.
Yes, well maybe you should have thought of that before you started calling me all those names. Inconsiderate, irresponsible. Those names don't feel nice, do they? And there's a window in there, right? It's insulated too, so it shouldn't be that bad. Just enjoy the lovely scenery as the snow falls.
There's not even a heater in here. This is nuts. You're nuts. I really can't believe you took it this far.
Well, just take the night in there to recollect your thoughts. Then, maybe when I come back tomorrow, you'll be able to treat me a bit kinder. Like a husband should be treated.
Your reasoning is totally backwards. I really can't take this. You lock me in our storage shack with no heater, no food, nothing. I might die, literally.
Don't overreact, Lucy. You'll be okay. Just take some time to think, and I really feel that you come out of this with a better idea of how I provide for our family. And hopefully a bit more respect for me. Remember, a good wife should follow and obey her husband. That's the way she learns how to act and behave in public. It's common knowledge.
All right, Roma. I'm thinking about what you've said and I think I can understand. You just want a little more respect, and I feel appreciated. I understand that. That's a very normal human feeling. I can definitely relate. So, would you please let me out of here? It's honestly getting really cold.
Huh? I just said I'm coming back tomorrow. You can take some more time to think about it. I'm already out the door. Actually, I'm pretty late meeting my friend. I should have been at the meetup spot ages ago.
Are you serious? You're gonna leave me in the storage shed? What the hell is the matter with you?
Take your time to think and I'll be back by tomorrow. Okay? See ya!
Roma. This is not safe for the baby. Think about the baby.
Lucy, how are you feeling? I know the due date for the baby's coming up, so I thought I should call. But I need to let you know that Robert is not doing very well. I think it'd be best if you and Roma came here tonight, just to see him. I sent a message to Roma, but for some reason he didn't answer.
Annie. Thank God. I don't have good reception here, but I need your help. I'm in a storage shed outside of her house. You've got to get the key and get me out of here, quick.
What? Where's Roma? He's not with you?
No, he's not. He went on a trip. I'll tell you more later, just come.
What? You mean the outside? You'll freeze in there. What do you mean a trip? At a time like this? That's crazy.
Yes, he was talking about the inheritance money. That's why he decided to spring for a high-class hotel. I actually don't know who he went with, he wouldn't tell me.
Oh my God! My own son! Did that? I'm so sorry, Lucy. I can't say how mortified I am to hear that.
Annie, my phone battery is gonna die soon. It's cold too. My fingers are already cramping up. It's hard to type messages.
I'm sorry, Lucy. I'll be on my way.
Please come. I'll fill you in more later. My phone's gonna die.
All right, I'm heading right over now. I'll bring Alan to you. He can help if we run into any problems. Is the gate open? We should be able to get in, right? Lucy, are you there? Lucy!
I'm on my way back. After we talked yesterday morning, I didn't hear anything from you. What happened? I thought about it after. Locking you in the storage shed might have been going a bit overboard. I'm sorry about that. I just got a bit heated, that's all. How's everything going anyway? Were you able to think about us? And you know how you need to respect me.
Get over to the house, Roma. Right now. We're all waiting for you.
Huh? Who's all waiting? Lucy! What's going on?
This isn't Lucy, Roma. This is your mother. I know what you did. Locking your pregnant wife in the storage shed. During a snowstorm, no less. What were you thinking going away on a trip at this time? Honestly, I am out of words to say to you.
Mom? Why are you using Lucy's phone?
Roma, you need to take responsibility for what you did. You really messed up this time, and I honestly don't know how you're going to get out of it.
Is everything okay with Lucy? Nothing bad happened, right? And who's all gathering at the house? What happened?
Enough. Get over to the house now. I'll explain the situation to you after you get here. I'd rather not say it over the phone. The whole family's here, Roma. They know what you did. How you went on a trip right when your father was very sick. They all know how you locked your pregnant wife in that storage shed.
Listen, Mom, I have a good reason for all of this. You don't even know the full story. Don't go jumping to conclusions and giving everyone the wrong idea now.
Fine, when you're here, we can talk. Directly. Anyway, we're all waiting for you to get here. Come soon.
Lucy, are you okay? I was really worried. I'm glad that everything turned out okay.
Huh? What do you want? Don't pretend to worry about me. I don't need your fake sympathy.
I'm not just saying it. I was really worried. I kept thinking about you, even after I went on that trip.
Oh, is that so? That's why you ignored those texts from me and your family? You must have been really worried.
No, I would have replied, just the reception was bad. I really wanted to, believe me.
Wow, your tune sure has changed. It's too late though. Perhaps if you really had checked your phone and you could have properly said goodbye to your father. You know that he passed away just hours after you went on that trip. You missed your final chance to say goodbye to him.
I know! I went to my parents' house and all of the family were waiting there. They were all really sad. Super gloomy atmosphere.
You don't seem too choked up about it.
Nonsense! I care a lot. Like I care about you too. By the way, how's the baby?
I told you, don't ask about me. How was your little getaway with Eliza?
Huh? What are you talking about?
That's who you went with, isn't it? Eliza Richardson, I think it was. When your father passed, your mother called the hotel to get a hold of you, and the hotel staff told her the name of your partner.
Why did she call the hotel? That's supposed to be my private trip. What is she doing butting into my business? Besides, it was a business trip. Eliza is my coworker, and we were meeting customers there.
Oh, yeah. So that's why you were saying I deserve to have some fun. I need some me time. Not to mention the champagne service. That really sounds like a lot of business.
You don't know, Lucy. You weren't there. I did plenty of business.
It doesn't matter. We're getting a divorce.
What? You don't mean that, do you?
This past week you really showed your true colors. I found out who you really are. Someone who's heartless and only cares about himself. Locking me in the storage shed, not picking up the phone calls from your family when your father was deathly ill? Unforgivable.
But you're pregnant with our baby, Lucy? We're gonna start a family, like we've always talked about.
Why would I want to start a family with a piece of garbage like you? You're dead to me, Roma?
Well, I admit that locking you in the storage shed might have been a bit overkill. I never thought that it would drop below zero either. That was a real surprise to me. So, like I said, I'm really, really glad you're okay.
It's too late to apologize. Your words are pointless. Anyway, I'm not even pregnant with your child anymore.
What? Did something happen to the child?
No. The baby was born. I'm not telling you where. You're not allowed to see it.
What? Why wouldn't you tell me something that important? Remember, that is my kid as much as it's yours. I deserve to know.
You deserve to know? Okay, why didn't you stick around to see the baby be born? Oh, yes. You were away cheating on me with your coworker. Not that I care. After this, we're done and I'm gonna do my best to raise this baby. Alone.
What? As the father, I demand to see him.
It's actually a little girl. After the divorce goes through, you're gonna need to pay child support. I've already got a list of other expenses that I'm going to have a lawyer look at. Raising a child as a single mother isn't easy, but better than raising her with you.
Lucy, is this some kind of dark, twisted joke? Like, if this is true, I really can't take it. I need to see her. She's my daughter, for God's sake.
It's not a joke. This shouldn't even be a surprise to you. Your mother totally understands too. She's on my side in this.
My mother? Why is she even involved in this? You should have told me first.
Well, after you locked me in that shed, I had to ask your mother and brother to let me out. Luckily, they saved me before it got too freezing in there. But after that, I talked to your mother for a long time. We discussed the truly inconsiderate things you've done, and she decided to have you written out of the will.
What? Written out of the will? Stop it! What are you saying, Lucy? That was supposed to be my inheritance money, but you ought to go and mess with it. I'm really gonna get you back for this.
Is that a threat? Anyway, don't blame me. It was your family's decision. They decided as a group, as far as I know.
No, no, no! I have a right to that money. I'm his son in blood. What the hell? How did it come to this?
The family came to the decision, and I think it's a fair one, considering what you did. Your mother also very considerately offered a small sum of money to me to raise the child. She was absolutely heartbroken by the whole situation. Which is totally understandable.
Lucy, let's talk about this. This whole situation is getting way out of hand.
I don't want to ever hear your annoying voice ever again. You got to be alone for a long time and think about what you've done. Go live in that storage shed, you heartless troll. Having delivered a beautiful baby girl, I reached out to Roma's mother, who kept Roma from going to the hospital and witnessing the arrival of the new baby. Subsequently, I made up my mind to dedicate some time to my family. While I figured out my next steps, my parents provided significant assistance with the baby. In contrast, Roma was genuinely taken aback by the fact that he didn't receive anything from his father's inheritance. Even worse, after this incident, his entire family distanced themselves from him, disregarding his calls and messages. As expected, the woman with whom Roma had been having an affair discovered he was married and promptly ended their relationship. The rumor rapidly circulated within the office, resulting in several uncomfortable months for him upon his return from the entire debacle. The work environment became so unpleasant that he opted to resign and seek new employment in his smaller, rural hometown. In that place, he led a solitary existence, unable to visit either his young daughter or his family, who had abandoned him. It seemed as though he were confined to his own personal storage shed, unable to break free.
Mom, how is it going? I've just got back from school. So tiring.
Hi, Amanda. You're home later than usual. Did you have dancing club today?
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Today I've learned a new dance style. Let me see. It's called breakdancing. Do you know about it?
That's great. When I get out of the hospital, you'll have to show me.
Okay.
Sure, Mom. How do you feel now? Are you tired, Mom? Is Grandma always beside you?
I'm still fine, sweetheart. I am being treated really well in here. Don't worry, okay?
I'm dying to see my little sister. I can't wait to hold her in my arms and feed her every day.
Very soon, you can meet your sister, darling.
But Mom, when will you be discharged of the hospital? I miss you so much equals.
I'm not sure, sweetie. I miss you, too. I guess until the baby is born.
When will she be born?
The doctors think it'll be this weekend. I can't leave the hospital right after it's born, though. We have to wait and make sure everything is okay, for both me and the baby. So, take good care of yourself when I'm away. Promise me?
Yes, Mom, I will. If only the hospital weren't so far from our house, it'd be better. Dad and Grandma are so busy, they can't take me to the hospital to visit you. They haven't been home much lately. I have to cook and eat by myself.
What do you mean by yourself? I know Daddy has to work late and doesn't enjoy the family meal very often. But why isn't Grandma there?
She goes out a lot. Today she is on another trip.
Your grandma is on another trip?
Yes, Mom.
Then, who made dinner, tonight?
Before going to work, Dad gave me some money and told me to buy something at the store.
I see. I'll message your dad and tell him to try to get home with you as early as he can tonight. It's getting late, so make sure you get to the store and come back home before it get darker, okay?
I got it, Mom.
Mom, I can't seem to get a hold of David. Could you tell him to check his phone as soon as he gets home, please?
Stop asking to do things for you. David has been really busy lately. I have no idea what time he's going to come home.
Well, it's just that my contractions have started. The doctors said the baby's gonna be born late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So please tell him to get to the hospital soon. Once the contractions start getting closer together and more painful, I won't be able to contact him anymore. So please let him know.
What? Can't you just ask Amanda to do it?
Amanda is still in the elementary school. She's gonna be going to bed soon.
Well, I want to get to bed early tonight. Vacation makes me exhausted. I don't know when David will get home. I can't stay up all night waiting for him. Neither do I contact him. And even if I tell him, what's that going to accomplish? It's not going to make your contractions go away or anything. Contact him yourself after the baby is born.
You know this is David's child that's about to be born, right?
But we already know it's going to be another girl, don't we? This is your second daughter. You must have definite experience about this. Am I right? Besides, neither David nor I have any time to be trying to comfort you right now. That's what the nurses are there for. You contacted David and he didn't reply, right? There's your answer right there.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I'll try again myself.
You should have done that from the start instead of bothering me. The whole world doesn't revolve around you. You can try contacting him again, it's up to you. But I don't think you're gonna get a reply.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Is there a reason David won't be coming home tonight?
I wanted him to be here for this. And not only that. There are also lots of paperwork here that needs to get done before the hospitals release me. So I wanted him to come and help his wife with those, too.
Then why don't you just ask your parents to come and help? Oh, shouldn't I say parents, right? 'Cause your father died last month, didn't he? I guess it should be singular now, huh? Your mom's all by herself now. I'm sorry.
Whatever. I'll do it myself.
Thanks. Since I've moved here with you, you've been causing us nothing but stress.
Hey, I've never asked you to come live with us.
See? That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. This attitude of yours. I've been living in this house with you for 3 years, and you've never treated me with respect.
Is that so? Once the baby is born, I guess we'll have reevaluate our living arrangements, won't we? That's another thing I'll have to talk to David about when I am discharged from the hospital.
You're right about that. That is, if David will listen to what you would say. He's not even with you now. I feel so sorry for you, LOL.
That's only because he's busy with work?
It's probably best if that's what you think. Anyway, don't ask me to do anything for you. It's annoying.
Amanda, where are you? Are your dad and grandma staying with you now? If they are, can you tell them to contact me as soon as possible?
Who is calling?
Huh? Amanda, it's Mommy. This is Amada, right? What's going on?
You're not my mom anymore. I don't know who you are.
What did you say? I've just got home. The house is completely empty. You guys wouldn't have moved, would you?
Yeah, we moved. and we're living in a new house.
Why did you move without saying me a word?
We are done with each other, and from now on, I don't have any relationship with you anymore. So I think it wasn't necessary for us to announce you.
What do you mean? How could you say that to me?
Dad and Grandma said they left the divorce paper by the front door. They said you should sign them immediately. When you're done signing them, call Grandma.
Divorce paper? What is going on? Amanda, please. Let me talk to your dad.
No. He said he doesn't want to talk to you. Dad and I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Amanda, please.
You've been annoying. Grandma said she'll call you tomorrow. Make sure you sign the divorce paper before she calls. Mom. Are you awake? I'm sorry. I said bad things to you.
Amanda. Is it really you? Are you okay? Are you safe?
I'm fine, Mom. Forgive me for this morning. I've said such bad words to you. It wasn't me to do so. Grandma made me write those words.
But why did she have to do that?
She did it so you and Dad would divorce. Then she took the phone from me. I said I want to call you, but she made me to text you like that, or else she will drop me out of the house. I'm sorry. Now, she is asleep, so I break into her room and take my phone back.
Amanda, I'm sorry. I must have been really bad for you this past week or so. I didn't want to leave you by yourself.
It's okay, Mom. But Dad and Grandma are acting so strange recently. They're talking like you're a bad person. That makes me scared.
Do you know where you are now? I'll come and get you.
I'm not sure. We've just moved here yesterday, so I don't know the address. But it's a really big and modern apartment building. It has 40 floors, Mom.
You mean a high-rise condo?
A high-rise condo? I don't know, but Dad said I won't be changing schools.
Really? Okay, I'll pick you up after school tomorrow.
I can see you again.
Of course. I'll see you tomorrow, just wait until then, okay?
Okay. Oh, and Dad said he's marrying a woman soon.
A new woman? What does that mean?
I don't know, but he said she's gonna have a new baby soon, too.
Are you sure he's not talking about your new little sister I just gave birth to?
I don't think he means my new sister. I didn't understand everything that Dad and Grandma were talking about, but they said the new baby that's coming is a boy.
OMG, Amanda, I'm so sorry that all of this is happening. I'm coming to get you tomorrow, I promise. Then you and I can live together, okay?
I just want to be with you. Dad and Grandma aren't very nice, and I don't like this new place.
I'm sorry all of this is happening to you, but thanks for contacting me even when everything that's going on badly.
Okay, Mom. I'll wait for you after school.
Daisy, did you sign that divorce papers yet? As soon as you do, message me. We have to discuss how you and David will be splitting the assets, as well as custody of Amanda and child support payments.
I think normally those things are discussed before signing the divorce papers.
Don't you think you're getting the order mixed up?
The truth is we don't want to drag out the process by arguing about all of that before the divorce is finalized.
I don't think you're in any position to refuse any of our conditions anyway, now are you? Besides, you want us to give you Amanda back, don't you? If you accept all of our conditions, David promises not to dispute custody of Amanda.
Does he really think he could get custody of Amanda?
Well, financially, he absolutely could.
So that's what this is all about, huh? Listen, I'll divorce David just like he wants. But I'm going to get everything. That includes the house, child support, and compensation money.
Compensation money? What are you talking about?
The money I'm going to be suing David for cheating on me. It seems his little mistress is pregnant, isn't she?
Cheating? Who did you hear something like that from?
Amanda told me all about it, and by the way, she is with me, so she won't be going back to that place David and you are at.
You kidnapped Amanda. You dirty little coward.
Who exactly are you talking about?
How dare you drag Amanda into this just so you can hide behind her and use her as your bargaining chip?
She's only in the 5th grade, but you know what, she's old enough to understand what's going on.
The fact that that girl would try to ruin my plans like this just proves that she's got your blood in her veins. I told her not to try to get in contact with you. I can't believe she defied me. Whatever, if you divorce David like he wants, we really can't complain. We were only holding on to Amanda as a trump card in case we needed her. You have no objection to the divorce, do you?
None at all. I have no feelings for David whatsoever anymore. He wouldn't even contact me while I was giving birth to his 2nd daughter. And on top of that, he was cheating on me. Here's no way to save this marriage now. A husband who cheats on his wife and a mother-in-law who thinks that what he's doing is okay. The two of you together make me sick.
Saying that he's cheating is a little bit harsh. He's not cheating, he's just changing wife. And did you not hear, his new wife's child is going to be a boy? This new woman is so much better than you in any way. All you can give David is girls. Not to mention she's younger and taller than you. She's much prettier. Well, I'm glad David will have the wife you always wanted him to have.
But no matter how you want it, he's still cheating on me. So I'm suing him for compensation money.
All you talk about is money. You should be ashamed of yourself. If we pay you, will you be happy? Once he gets half of all your things, he'll be happy to pay whatever your little lawsuit amounts to.
Don't you think you're misunderstanding something? Do you know something about our assets that I don't?
Well, the husband and wife share everything, right? Usually everything gets split down the middle 50/50ths, right?
That's right. But ever since we got married, I've only been working part-time. I didn't make much money, so most of what I'll be getting will be from David. And I'm pretty sure we don't have as much savings as you think we do.
What are you talking about? After your father died, you would have gotten a big inheritance from him. You must have gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I know your father had money. Even if David only gets $10,000 from you, after he pays compensation money, he'll still have plenty of free money left over.
Is that what you guys were thinking?
What? What's so funny?
Don't you know how inheritance works? When one parent dies, it doesn't mean the kids get all the money. My dad can give his money to anyone he wants by his will. When my dad died, all of his stuff went to my mother. And I'm not getting a cent from him.
Huh? What are you talking about? You must be kidding, right? You just don't want us taking your money, so you're making up some crazy story.
What I said is true. I've never told David I was getting an inheritance. Why would he assume I was? Are you saying he went off and had an affair, and then went ahead with this divorce without looking into anything first? He must be even stupider than I thought.
But David, he said your dad's money would be yours.
He never asked me about that, and who would think that anyway? You two are both stupid for creating this whole plan of yours without verifying any of the important information. So like I said, I'll be suing David for compensation money. Not only was he cheating on me, but I hear the one he was cheating on me with is pregnant. I wonder if he started cheating on me when my dad died or if it's been going on for a while and this new son is really his. I'll have to get talking to a private detective to see how long this has been going on for. Because, the longer he's been doing it, the more money I can get from him.
Wait, hold on. Daisy, let's just calm down, okay?
I think the only one not calm here is you, huh? I can't believe David wanted to use my dad dying as a way to get money from me. Just know that no matter what it takes, I'm gonna be getting my compensation money from your son.
Wait, let's just reconsider this whole divorce thing, shall we? This was David's idea, not mine. I've always been against it. I never wanted him to divorce you. When I heard he had done this and his mistress was pregnant, I cried so hard. It was only after I got so tired of crying that we came up with this idea. Let me try talking to David again. I think I can convince him to break up with his new girlfriend.
No, I really don't care about Leonard anymore. I'm just fine going ahead with this divorce. Just wait to meet me on the court. I got my lawyer to help me sue David for compensation money. When I tried to use David's mistress for compensation money as well, it became clear that David had never told her that he was married. When she found out, she wasn't too happy. But none of that is my problem. After I got my share of the assets and my compensation money from David, I made sure to block both his and his mother's number right away. I told Amanda that if she ever wants to see her dad again, she's welcome to do so. However, if David wants to talk to me, he'll have to do it through my lawyer. Actually, just the other day, my lawyer gave letter from David in the letter. He told me that since I had sued his girlfriend for compensation money, as well, they weren't able to make payments on his loan for the condo. It also seems that Leonard's mother, Marie, was kicked out of the condo because his girlfriend didn't like her. How pathetic you are.
Hey loser, it's been a while. After that occurrence, I'm wondering how you're doing right now. At the very least, it appears to me that you are leading a morally upright life, haha.
Sorry?
Look, unlike 5 years ago when you were homeless, you are now housed. That's development. I even caught you enjoying a cup of coffee the other day in that Starbucks beside the bus stop. Lisa, you need to stop drinking coffee right now and start saving money. You could ask for a glass of tap water in a restaurant if you're really that thirsty. Haha, it's free. Do not overreact just because you no longer reside on the streets. The only thing you still have is an overdrawn bank account. Do you not?
What would you like? You said you wouldn't text me again, didn't you?
I won't take it if you ignore me. All I wanted to do was catch up with you, haha. After 7 years, your one and only best buddy texted you. Why shouldn't you be joyful? Come on, I know you're not as cruel as you seem to be right now.
When you shattered my life, why should I be polite to you? I'll show you what it feels like to be beaten to death if you don't leave me alone.
Are you serious at this moment? Don't you dare tell me that you still have resentment toward me for making an approach to John? Haha. 7 years have passed. In addition, my kid would be in elementary school if I had one. So quit acting like a child and mature.
You don't even qualify as a human being if you're acting like a kid around here.
Pardon? Haha.
For taking my spouse from me, there is no way I can ever forgive you. We had been friends for a very long time. But back then, you ejected me from my own home without even pausing for a second. I'll never forget how it felt to pass the night on that park seat.
Well, John is solely responsible for all of this. After all, it was he who compelled you to sign the divorce documents. You were indeed thrown out by him as well. Funny. Anyway, I still have to smile to myself thinking about how you begged us at our door. What did you tell us? Please come back for our marriage. Don't you see your words have no value at all?
Exactly. Next to John, you made fun of me without showing any mercy. And all these years, you never even offered me an apology.
Sorry? Why should I apologize to an incompetent person who can't keep a husband like you? Yes, I am aware. However, why would I? I'll tell you what John said, you're just a housewife, he said. Therefore, there is no need to apologize to someone who is unable to support himself. He said that you are to blame for his infidelity. He's always found you to be so repulsive. You did not receive any divorce assets due to his tenacity and legal team. See, that's the reason I grabbed this guy.
Do you really feel so good about making other people suffer? You are fully aware that I have no family or relatives on whom I may rely. Every night, I sobbed my way to sleep on the streets in a cardboard box. I was informed that I could no longer pursue a fresh divorce asset split since 7 years had gone when I finally worked up the confidence to do so. As soon as those words reached my ears, my knees gave way, and I fell to the ground sobbing.
Life is unfair, I guess, hee hee. Anyway, I have nothing to do with what constitutes a view.
Excuse me?
All I know is that my hubby and I are going on the most amazing honeymoon ever, hee hee.
I'm hoping you and John can both maintain this mindset. I don't think the two of you can survive this long if I had to be absolutely honest with you.
I went above and above to lure the man, and I'm not foolish enough to end our relationship. Remember that he oversees a department in a global firm. He's my greatest chance, hee hee, to live the life of a wealthy housewife. Why do you even believe I touched him, after all?
So I assume you still don't understand what you did. I mean, how dare you text me if you have absolutely no intention of apologizing? You should be relieved that at this point, I couldn't care less about the two of you. I genuinely simply want to wish you well with John.
Hi, Lisa. Hello after a while. You appear to have finally ceased getting government assistance, according to what Naomi told me.
But seriously, what do you all need from me? I don't want to interact with you or Naomi in any way.
However, we are well acquainted. Do we not? I reached out to you because I'm concerned.
Me?
You aren't a hobo any longer, according to Naomi. Congrats. Anyway, have you found a new boyfriend for yourself yet? Are you wed or dating someone?
I'm not. Why do you ask so? Thanks to Naomi and you, marriage has now scarred me. I'm going to love being by myself from now on.
That is very sad, hee. Given that you are now divorced and destitute, your life will only grow worse and worse. With that stated, I'll help you out. I know a lot of really good guys.
I do not require your assistance.
You know, I've always felt a little bad for what you had to endure. You've been a stay-at-home wife ever since our wedding. So how will you get by in the coming days without a guy at your side? In other words, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'm not as rude as you would assume, hee hee.
Sorry? What are you mentioning to me?
What do you think of me setting you up on a blind date with one of my friends? Actually, he is also my boss. He's currently 50 years old, yet he's still unmarried, hee hee. You might get married to him to begin a new era in your life. In spite of the fact that he is almost 20 years older than you, the good news is that he is open to having a divorced lady as his wife.
I thought you'd hook me up with a guy who gave me a 10 out of 10. I never would have guessed that it was an elderly grandfather from work. But seriously, quit making fun of me. I'm not a toy for you and Naomi.
Even if my employer may not be the smartest person around, he is still my superior. He is the highest paid person as a result. He may also grant you all the freedom and comforts you desire. Are you certain you want to pass up this ideal chance to go from poverty to riches? You have my word that now is not the time to be fussy. Right now, you can't even put food on the table. Am I correct?
Making a fool out of someone like this is not acceptable. I did nothing wrong, nor did your supervisor. Being single is just great with us. The course we took had no drawbacks. I beg of you, please remove all of my contacts. Up till now, I've got enough of your poison. In addition, I will date or get married whenever I want to.
Hello, Lisa. Right now, look out your window at the sky. It's very beautiful, really. What a fantastic day for outdoor pleasure. Am I correct? Anyway, how are things going? Are you free today or tomorrow? Please let me know your availability so I may call you to arrange a girls' night out. Do you actually want to hang out right this second? I'm bored. We may simply return quickly before John finishes his task. But he often returns home between 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening.
Sorry? Why are you embarrassed to ask me out? You may live your life to the fullest without me. I have no issue with that.
You already know that one of the perks of being a housewife is having too much spare time every day. As a result, you learn to appreciate the simple things in life that you would ordinarily take for granted if you worked a 9-to-5 job. We hardly had time to converse last time, to be honest. You claim you don't want to interact with me anymore, but I can see you're simply having a temper tantrum. Come on, let's go shopping or something equally enjoyable. I scheduled a time to have my nails done. If you want, you may follow along.
I can't. I'm extremely working. I also dislike spending money that I didn't work for. I'm a human, not a parasite, but you are free to behave any way you choose. Additionally, I don't want to socialize with you. Birds of a feather gather in flocks. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Good. Do you happen to be working right now? Where exactly do you work? Don't say you work as a waitress at a restaurant or whatever. If that's the case, I apologize. If you have a job, I'm sure you can't wake up anytime you want as I can. With minimal salary, you also cannot afford to go to the beauty parlor 3 times each week. Also, it's likely that you must work quite hard every day in order to pay for accommodation. Do you even get weekends or holidays off? I mean, to keep off the streets, people at the bottom of society must labor 8 hours a day. Because of this, it is preferable to exercise common sense and marry into an affluent family, like I did.
Whatever you say, I agree. People go to work because they wish to achieve a variety of objectives in life on their own. On the other side, all you do is rely on others. You can never anticipate the future, that's for sure. Today's world is changing far too quickly. Personally, I think it's important to get ready for those changes. Therefore, if I lose my work, I also lose my financial security. I also don't want to rely on anybody else moving forward. I wish to be self-sufficient.
It's unfortunate that you will always live paycheck to paycheck, to be honest. How pitiful, huh? I guess I shouldn't have said that since it would make you even more envious of me. I'll tell you what, the balcony of my cottage has the nicest views of this field of sunflowers. You can never anticipate the future, that's for sure. Today's world is changing far too quickly. Personally, I think it's important to get ready for those changes. I realized as I looked back on my life that I had never worried about money in any way.
Cottage? Did you leave the home that John and I previously occupied?
Did you see that? Yes, we did, to answer your question. John just received a wage increase as a result of his promotion. We chose to move into a cottage because of this.
That's good for you, I suppose.
Yes, of course. 2 years in a row, our neighborhood has received the top security rating. Despite the fact that we are not in the city's core, a gym was constructed specifically for the locals. Additionally, I take my dog for walks along this lovely river, which is 4 miles from my house. By the way, our neighborhood is called Light Tower. You must have heard about it, I suppose.
Hold on a second.
You must be becoming envious and enraged right now, hee hee. The good news is that you can visit me at a later time. I'll demonstrate what it means to be young and wealthy. I'll even let you sample a piece of the priciest cake our region has to offer. If you wish, we can go on a stroll with my dog and shoot some photos in that field of sunflowers.
No, I'm okay. I'm not interested in squandering my valuable time at your house.
Oh, forget it, Lisa. I don't believe I can still invite you around. Because it's possible that you won't even get in. I reside in a gated neighborhood. Paupers are not welcome here, according to the patrol crew.
Sorry? What's wrong with you?
I mean, everyone who lives in Light Tower is above the fray. After all, not everyone has the financial means to spend $100,000 on a home. Considering that, you should definitely only visit this location if you're seeking for a janitorial career. You know, the majority of our visitors are either famous people or wealthy business people. As a result, as I previously stated, the patrol team would only let you in if you identified yourself as the gym's new cleaner.
You are neither a superstar nor a business tycoon in my eyes. You're nothing more than a house thief. Furthermore, janitors ought to be valued for their work. Though you don't.
Stop using your justifications. You loser, just accept your loss at this point. No matter what you say, I am the one who shares a beautiful villa with your ex-husband. You, on the other hand, have no concept what it's like to be in control of the world in the least.
I appreciate your continuing to cover my rent.
Why? What?
I'm glad to hear that things aren't that bad for you in my cottage. To think that my tenant is living a happy life at my home makes me ecstatic. Furthermore, you and John already lend me $20,000 a month. Nothing warrants a protest from me. Naomi, aren't you thinking?
Hold on a second. By your house, what do you mean?
I ought to have recognized that you two are my renters sooner. To be honest, I was a little hesitant to rent my house to a couple with the same names as you and John. But now, everything is obvious. How oddly coincidental. Am I correct?
Your residence? Right now, this is just too much for my head to handle. What are you referring to? Do you have a mental illness or something?
First, try to relax. I can walk you through everything. The villa that you keep bragging about is actually mine. I appreciate you taking care of the rent because of this. If it weren't for you people, I wouldn't have been able to stop my homelessness.
Pardon? There is no way in the universe that you could ever purchase a cottage. Here, only the homeowner association dues are outrageous. John, for example, spends more than $20,000 per month only on rent. In other words, you have nothing in common with this cottage. What you just said will never be believed by me.
Yes, you are free to accept or reject my claims. You have the choice. I'm merely speaking the truth to you.
If you can, persuade me. If not, you'd better maintain your quiet and flee.
To put it plainly for you, one of my friends is a very wealthy woman. She died, and I was left with this cottage.
Is all of this real? After her death, you were given ownership of this cottage.
Yeah. When I had nowhere else to go, I remained at her house. She was kind enough to provide me a free place to stay while I looked for work. I completed all of the housework in return. Anyhow, throughout the years, our connection grew to be really tight.
So you're claiming she signed the title to this property with your name on it?
Yes, in the end. That's how things actually worked out.
I mean, I was the only girl and the youngest of all the homeless individuals there. With that stated, this kind woman assured me not to worry. She will investigate her options for me. She referred me to my present company, where I started making savings as soon as I started working there. Then one day I received a call from the hospital informing me that she had collapsed.
When I heard the news, I ran there right away, and I was informed that going forward, she needs to be looked after around the clock. Of course, I stepped into that position and started taking care of her.
Seriously?
She does, after all, have a son. But he's always traveling for work and is quite busy. It would be a huge favor for the lady's family, they continued, if I could move in with her. After a few years had passed, her son and I were by her side as she expired. She said in her will that Naomi is a strong young woman. For the rest of her life, all I desire for her is happiness. Additionally, she had already taken care of asset division.
You got the cottage, honestly, she willed it? Even so, it's pricey, millions of dollars. Do you realize this?
Yeah, I suppose it's only natural that I initially declined her offer. But her son pushed for me to accept it since I deserved it. He expressed to me how much he valued my care for his mother throughout the years. That his mother gave him this home as an expression of thanks. He continued by saying that since he is the owner of other properties, taking this one won't make much of a difference to him.
This can't be real, can it? Is the woman a real estate agent or what? Considering how kind even her son is to you. If he's ready to give you a whole house as a present, he must be sitting on a gold mine. In fact, you could definitely look up his name online.
I am aware of how radically different we are. And never in my life have I envied his possessions or position. It's none of my business how much money he has. I simply know that they are to blame for the life I currently enjoy. If that kind woman hadn't helped me out back then, I suppose I wouldn't be standing here in front of you now. Anyway, I'm now rather busy with property management and upkeep. You'd be surprised at how much time and effort are needed. However, the monthly money I receive from rent alone is more than enough for me to live comfortably. I am thus no longer struggling financially.
What is going on? This is not possible. Keep in mind that there are no free meals in this world. Only the crumbs from the rich man's table are permitted, and that would be me. You're simply bluffing, to be honest, aren't you? You are not a showboat, at least not to me. Nevertheless, if doing so helps you feel better about yourself, go ahead. You really are just a beggar, I mean. A beggar will never stop being a beggar. Beggars lack the ability and authority to overturn their predetermined course in life. Do you know how long it took me to live in a cottage like this, which is more significant? You're telling me that it belongs to you, right? Do you believe that anything here makes sense? I almost bought it, therefore you must be a fantastic storyteller.
Exactly, whatever. Now I have to leave. I have other things to do, like eating pricey cakes and getting your nails done. You may still have a blast in my cottage, too. I've been tortured by you and John in the past, but I'm making money now. Thus, I don't mind.
First of all, this is completely unjust. You're just a depressed outcast. Nothing you told me will ever be true. Furthermore, I'm not done yet. Right now, you're being quite disrespectful. Before you go like that, let me finish my sentences.
Then, what else do you need? I've already given you all the information you require. Furthermore, nothing suggests that the rest of your life is likely to become worse. You and your husband's situation won't alter at all.
Show that you are the true owner of the property. Otherwise, all I can see in you is a crazy and a liar. That means you should give us a free lease on this home. Please stop billing us for living here. Actually, we're not as well off as you might imagine. However, I'm guessing that you wouldn't be able to do this. Please consider our friendship before responding to my query. It will be a terrific bargain for you as well, I swear to God.
Yes, that is feasible. The fact that it isn't happening is the only issue. I'm not illiterate. I also don't practice philanthropy. I detest scumbags like you two in particular. What do I get from it, too? I have no thoughts. So disregard it. Please don't make me regret letting you rent my home. Please note that I reserve the right to evict any tenant at any time.
However, you'll help your best buddy, me. I mean, you're loaded, why can't you assist me? Just let the past be the past moving forward.
Please excuse me.
You owning a home is still something I question. Therefore, if you want to establish your credibility, cease billing John and I for rent. How do you feel about my recommendation? We're the best of friends, right?
Sincerely, I'm shocked right now by your lack of shame. Seriously, however, I feel foolish for once having been friends with someone like you.
Of course, anything. Simply put, I've been ruminating for a while now about how costly rent is. I will grant that the amenities and views are decent. But even so, $20,000 a month is just too much. However, I do now get why that is the case. You could only provide food for yourself in this way. Am I accurate?
Do you mind?
Let us live here for free if you don't want the whole neighborhood to hear tales about you. Give us 50% discount at the very least, I suppose, hee. If you don't, I'll tell everyone in the neighborhood that you are nothing more than a. You don't want to witness that, do you?
I don't see why the rent is currently significantly less than market value. Are you blind? Having stated that, despite that circumstance, I truly can't make it much cheaper for you.
By that incident, what do you mean? What occasion are you referring to? Why, when you initially moved in, didn't you hear from John?
That cabin was the scene of a horrible occurrence. The rent is $30 less than market value as a result.
Are you serious, at this very moment? Why didn't anyone tell me about it? I have no notion what this terrible incident is. So what particularly is it? What, is this a joke?
Not at all, I assure you. The last resident of that cottage passed away. Because of this, someone may rent the entire building and have access to all of the amenities for only $20,000 per month.
There is no way that this is real. Even then, $20,000 a month is not the same as $6,000 or $7,000.
In any case, John, your spouse, is aware of all I just stated. He also executed a contract. If you don't believe me, check the document again. His signature should be there. Just the landlord, I am. So I advise you to talk to John about any issues or objections you may have.
Lisa, I can't believe you told Naomi the truth about the mansion I rented from you. You had no right to do that. Now she knows it's not my house, and she's furious.
John, calm down. I didn't lie to Naomi, I simply told her the truth. It's not my fault if you've been leading her to believe it's your own house all along.
Are you kidding me? You know very well why I did that. I wanted to impress her, to make her think I'm more successful than I am. And you just had to ruin it.
John, living in a lie is not the solution. I understand you wanted to make a good impression, but pretending to own a house that isn't yours is not the right way to build a relationship. Honesty should be the foundation.
Oh, spare me your lectures on honesty, Lisa. You think you're so perfect, but you live in your own fake reality every day. You can't be happy with the truth, can you?
That's not fair, John. Just because I don't agree with your dishonesty doesn't mean I'm living in a fake reality. I strive to be honest with myself and others. It's about integrity and being true to who we are.
Well, maybe if you weren't so focused on being true all the time, you'd understand what it's like to want something more, to strive for a better life. But no, you'd rather live in your little bubble of righteousness.
It's not about being true all the time, John. It's about finding happiness and fulfillment in genuine experiences and connections. Living a lie may give you temporary satisfaction, but it will never bring you lasting happiness.
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll never be happy if I keep living in this facade. But at least I'm willing to take risks and go after what I want, even if it means bending the truth a little. I'd rather have a taste of happiness than live in your dull, self-righteous world.
It's not about being dull or self-righteous, John. It's about being authentic and building genuine connections based on trust. I hope one day you realize that true happiness comes from being true to yourself and those around you.
We'll see, Lisa. But don't expect me to follow your path of constant truth-telling. I'll find my own way, even if it means making some mistakes along the way.
He then tried to contact Naomi, but she didn't answer his phone or accept his apology. All Naomi wants is money and luxury mansions, but John doesn't. She has to find a new lover to replace John. And after 3 years of trying, I worked as a manager at a famous hotel to learn for my villa. I found my happiness in one seminar. This is a happiness that John himself cannot have. He is still alone looking for someone like Naomi, but then they also abandoned him.
Hey Ivy. We need to talk. There is something really important.
Why you're so serious? Oki, tell me what's wrong.
I'll get straight to the point. I want a divorce.
What? Where is this coming from all of a sudden? To be honest, it doesn't sound like there's much to talk about. It seems like you've made up your mind already.
I really didn't expect you to respond so fast. Aren't you supposed to be working? I mean, I knew your job isn't all that hard, but I don't know you have a lot of free time to sit around on your phone. I guess you're not exactly suited for anything more difficult. But it's still a job. You should be taking it more seriously instead of being on your phone all the time.
Wait a second. I think I'm a little lost. Where is all this coming from? You just all of a sudden announced that you want to get a divorce. I think that would have caught anyone off guard. And then you add insult to injury by attacking my job? Do you even have any idea what I actually do? I'm actually really busy today. I just happened to see the notification from your text pop up on my phone. Well, I felt like my husband wanting a divorce was a good reason to stop what I was doing and respond. Do you have any more questions or insults at my job? Or can we go back to talking about the whole divorce thing?
Okay. I didn't know you get so defensive about your job. It's exactly this attitude that has ruined our marriage. And it is the biggest reason I want you out of my life altogether. This is a serious conversation. You can't just ignore me. Don't you have anything to say?
You know what? If a divorce is what you really want, then that's fine by me. Our marriage has been falling apart for a long time. It doesn't really make a difference to my life at this point. Honestly, I had a feeling it would come down to this sooner or later.
What? You're not upset at all. I'm your husband and you're just gonna shrug off a divorce like it's not a big deal? You should know you won't be able to survive without me. Don't act like this will have no effect on you.
I think I'll get along. It's just fine. I work hard to make my own money. It's not like I'm a housewife that's entirely dependent on you.
That's not exactly the truth though. I know you have a job. But it doesn't really pay enough for you to live on your own.
Are you sure about that? Maybe I don't make as much as you do.
Stop it. There's no point in arguing about this. I want a divorce and your lifestyle is gonna take a hit for it. Just admit it.
You make around $60,000 a year, right?
About that, yeah. I doubt that if you can earn that much however hard you try.
Right, it's a good salary for early in your career. But it's not that much. I'm currently making around $50,000 a year. I think that's okay for me though.
What? Come on, Ivy. Don't try and lie to me.
I'm not lying, but your surprise says a lot about how much you paid attention to me in our marriage. Anyway, I'm not worried about making it all my own. I may not exactly get to live in luxury, but it'll be more than enough to get by well.
But you'll still have to make some sacrifices.
You're probably right, but that's okay too. Anyway, if you're done trying and failing to make me feel worthless, did you have anything else to say about a divorce? We absolutely need to discuss that. But I can't really talk much during work. I've been away long enough. I'll see you at home later. Let's talk more then. That way we'll be able to get everything out in the open at once. Or is there something urgent that needs to be taken care of at this minute?
Just stop. There's nothing to talk about. I want a divorce. And I want you to go away. You have until the end of today to get out of the house, got it?
You want me out today?
Yes, today.
Don't even try argue it beforehand.
It's funny, Ivy. You were so smug about your 50K just a minute ago. So you shouldn't have a problem getting out of my house by the end of the day. You have more than enough money, right? Just get your stuff and get out. I don't want to see your face any more minute.
I think I know what's happening. There's something else going on here? Isn't there something that means you need me out of the way as soon as possible?
Look, you're grasping at straws here. Not feeling so strong now? What happened to all your confidence? In all seriousness, I'm sorry for the trouble. But you really do need to leave immediately. I'm getting married again and I need you out so that my new wife can move in.
Yeah, here it is. This is a real problem, right? So who's lying now? I don't know what reality you think you're living in. But that's just not happening. Just tell your imaginary girlfriend to pick a different day to move in.
Imaginary? Have you really not figured it out yet?
Figured out what?
I want a divorce because I'm in love with someone else. She just told me she's pregnant this morning and I want to do the right thing, to put it frankly. You are in the way of our happiness. So like I said, I need you out immediately.
Well, thank you for telling me now. I understand the situation.
What? Just like that? You don't have anything else to say?
Well, just that today is simply not possible. You're gonna have to wait until I find somewhere else to move. I'll move as soon as I can. But it could be a few weeks.
No, absolutely not. You'll be out of my house and out of my life today. Today. Don't you get it? You should consider it punishment for being so arrogant and condescending all the time. This is the last time I'll say it. You need to be out of my house now.
So that we're clear and everything is on the table. You do understand the position that you're in, right?
What is that supposed to mean? The only thing that needs to be understood is that I am still your husband. You'll do as I say.
Ethan, it doesn't really work like that. I'm not sure what your plan was, but you just exposed your own infidelity to your wife. You called me arrogant, but I think you need to do a little self-reflection and punishment. Let's talk about punishment. Let's talk about what's to happen to you now that you've decided to impregnate some random woman and kick your faithful wife out.
Excuse me? What exactly is that supposed to mean? Do you think that you somehow have the right to talk back to me like that? There is no evidence whatsoever that I had an affair. But there was plenty that you have been a terrible wife.
No, that's not true at all. I have plenty of evidence of your affair.
What? No, that's not possible. You're just bluffing.
Listen, Ethan. You literally just confessed to your affair in your texts. I just need to take this to a judge. So they'll be able to decide for themselves which of us is a lousy person.
You're so full of it. Texts and messages don't prove anything. There's something else that you think gives you the confidence. You're acting too smug. What is going on? You already knew, right? How long have you known that I've been seeing Lisa?
Are you really that silly? I know about her because you just told me. Thank you for volunteering her name, by the way. I'm glad I didn't even have to ask for it. That makes things easier.
Wait a second. No, that's not her name. It's just a nickname I give to her.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I've known for the past 2 years that you were seeing someone. It started about the time I started working from home, am I right?
What? How did you know that?
There's no point in getting defensive or embarrassed now. Now that it's all out there. All that matters is what happens next. I'll go straight to the point. You don't want to spend months of your life in court, right? So then we'll need to come to an agreement about alimony.
Alimony? But why you just went on and on about how you make enough to live on your own?
I do make enough, but I'm not the one that uprooted both their lives because I couldn't keep it in my pants. I'm willing to agree to a lump sum of $45,000 from you.
What? Are you being serious? 45,000? Are you insane?
I had a feeling that's what you would say. So I guess I'll see you in court. No, it's not happening. You will be gone by the end of the day if I have to throw your stuff out of my house. Since it's your fault that I have to move in the first place, it's only fair that you agree to this. I'm not going to live on the streets just because you couldn't keep it in your pants. I have no problem with the divorce, but finding a new apartment takes time. You can afford to agree to few weeks. It's not like the baby will be born tomorrow. In case you can't swallow your pride and agree to give me time to find a new place to live, I will make your life miserable. You think $45,000 is a lot. Let me know by 5 p.m. how you decide.
Why by 5 p.m.?
Because that's when the banks close. Remember the 45,000 we just talked about?
You want that today?
Of course. You want all this done as quickly as possible, right? That's why you're trying to kick me out by the end of the day. Oh, actually, I guess you could always wire the money to me rather than taking it out in cash. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Once that's paid, we'll need to talk about division of property and assets.
What? You even want more?
I want what's fair, and I'm perfectly content to either negotiate with you directly or handle it through the courts. So how do you want to play this? It's your call. And your girlfriend works at the same company as you, right? Since she's pregnant, the sooner we make a clean break from each other the better. Don't you think people are gonna start wondering about your relationship soon?
All right. That's fine. Let's just settle this. How much do you think is fair?
Well, I'll take my car and you can keep yours, but I'm also entitled to half the house as well as what we've got in the bank.
What? You're gonna ruin me.
You've ruined yourself. You can buy out my half of the house for $300,000. Plus, $50,000 from savings and $45,000 in alimony. In total, $395,000. Not too bad, if I do say so. Didn't you hear that I have a child on the way? Well, let's make it an even $400,000 if you want to be difficult. Or we can go to court. I bet I get even more if we take it to court. You'll end up with my attorney fees as well.
Fine. I'll wire it to you, but then we're done with that money. There has to be some way that you can be out of the house by tonight.
All right, you're smart. I'll call some friends to see if I can stay somewhere while I find a new apartment. It shouldn't be a problem. I'll take the rest of the afternoon off from work so I can start packing. I'll have all my things packed and out of the house before dinner.
Wow, you really do that fast.
Are you surprised? I've known this day is coming for the past 2 years. And I prepared for it. I couldn't predict exactly when it would happen, but I had no doubt that it would happen eventually. Obviously, I didn't know she would be pregnant, but still, now that it's finally here. This will all be over soon. Unless you have anything else to talk about, I'll see you later this evening. What's that? Hey, Ethan. Stop ignoring me.
What? Why are you talking with me like that?
It really took you so long. You need to reply faster.
Okay, what do you want?
Are you ready to send me the last $45,000? You owe me that amount.
What? I don't owe you anything.
What are you talking about? You still owe me $45,000 in our agreement last month. You bought out my half of the house and gave me half of the savings, but you still owe $45,000. I mean $45,000 for the alimony. I haven't received it yet.
I did send you the money. I wired you all the money that you demanded. That should be enough to call it even. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I'm sorry. We agreed on $395,000 and I've only received $350,000. You still owe me $45,000.
What do you mean? You only received $350K? That is a lot of money. I don't think you're so greedy.
I agree it is a lot of money, but it's not the amount that we agreed on. Let me guess. You blew through the money so you could claim you don't have it. Actually, it doesn't matter. I don't have any evidence what happened. Frankly, I didn't care. The only thing that matters to me is that you pay it. If you like, I can contact your girlfriend and ask her to help you.
No, stop it. You have no business talking to her. This is between you and me.
You're getting awfully defensive about me talking to her. Is there something that you don't want me to say to her? If you don't want me talking to her and you refuse to pay the rest, I guess it's time to take the situation to attorneys.
Just be reasonable. We can settle this ourselves.
I don't think we can, and I'm tired of arguing with you about it.
Okay, fine. I will wire you now. Just step out of my life. Make sure you never contact me again.
Well, that's easy to threaten Ethan with the attorney. Now I get all the money I need. I have prepared for this situation, so I have no surprise about his girlfriend. At least, he's quite generous and give all the money due to out agreement. We haven't eaten and slept together for a long time. It's been nearly a divorce. But now I'm happy that I get out of that boring marriage. I'm rich and free now. It's so wonderful.